Hello, I'm Rachel. Welcome to my channel. So many of you might know this, but I'm actually a health coach, and all my life my mom has always done things non-toxically. Is that right? Non-toxically. In a natural and non-toxic way, choosing natural products as often as possible, and over the years it's gotten easier and easier. Even if you have like a Walmart in your town, you can pretty much get everything non-toxic. I really want to start a series on showing people how easy it is to actually go non-toxic, because we just have so many toxins in our lives and in our world and everywhere, that if we can pare things down and limit it for ourselves and in our own homes and on our own bodies and in our own bodies, then we can really help ourselves to, you know, not be overwhelmed with it. Hey kitty boy. I'm talking about toxic chemicals, and I like have blue hair now. It's actually like a periwinkle, but this is actually a non-toxic hair color that my mom uses in her salon. Anyways, it's actually made with plants, and yeah, it's really interesting and pretty cool. But I really want to focus on laundry today, because I feel like that is something that's in our homes and on our bodies all the time, and it's extremely important in my opinion. When we think about cleaning our clothes, usually we want them to be brighter and fresher, of course, as well as getting them clean, and we want to get rid of stains, and we want to preserve the colors, and we want to make them last as long as we can. So there's some very easy things that you can do to do that. For one, you can wash your clothes in cold water, which is of course better for the environment, which that makes it to where it's a lot easier with your colors, and you don't have to worry about bleeding, your colors bleeding and fading as much when you wash in cold water. And it gets your clothes just as clean, especially when you use a formula that's for cold water. Like my favorite one is this BioClean. This is the one that I like the best. This bottle, they have a bigger bottle that lasts me a year. I do at least 5 loads of laundry a week, but this one, I've been buying the smaller one. I don't know why, I just do. It's like, I think it's kind of the same price at the store that I get it from or something. I don't know. When it's on sale, I'll buy the bigger one, but this lasts me like 8 months. It's crazy, because you only need a little tiny bit, especially if you have a high efficiency washer. This one I get, it has grapefruit seed extracts and enzymes in it to help get rid of stains and to clean your clothes better, and it works super good. Use just like the tiniest a bit. It's like a teaspoon or something. It's crazy how little product you need. Yeah, the Ecos brand, I think it has like a Pooh Bear on it sometimes and stuff. You can get that at like Sam's Club or Walmart or whatever. And that one it's very similar to the BioClean, because they're both made with like coconut extracts. The cleaning power comes from plants, basically. And they're formulated in similar ways. It's just the BioClean, it is much more concentrated, so I need less. And it seems to work a little bit better, but I think that's because it's just way more concentrated, and so it lasts me a lot longer as well. So I don't need as huge of a bottle, so I'm not using as much packaging, and I'm not having to go through it as fast, because that big huge thing only lasted me like 4 months or something, whereas that little thing lasted me over half a year. So I have used the 7th generation brand, and that works pretty good too. My favorite one though, when I don't use the BioClean, is the Dr. Bronner's all-purpose soap. Like, they have this, I don't have it right now, but it smells like kind of piney, woodsy smell. It smells so good. I used the Dr. Bronner's all-purpose cleaner. Like, it's just a bottle of soap that you can, is it Salsuds? Is that what it's called? I'll put a link to it in the description so you can find it if you're interested in that. But that worked so good to clean my clothes, and I used it as a stain remover. I would put a little bit on the stain, and then I take a little, like a toothbrush, and I just kind of scrub it in, work it in there a little bit. That worked excellently. I would also put it in a spray bottle with just a little teeny drop or two basically, and fill it up, and I would clean with it, clean my floors with it, cleaned windows with it. I cleaned everything with it, and it was awesome. I also like to use soap nuts sometimes, but these are soap nuts. So what a soap nut is comes from, I believe, a tree. They are these little nuts, things that they make soap. It's like you put it in a little baggie, just put a few in a bag, a cloth bag, that's like a drawstring, and you put it in with your laundry, and you run your laundry. And it cleans your clothes because it produces soap. And it's like you just leave it in there and it even rinses out, and I don't understand how it works, but it works and it's amazing. And then you can use it a whole bunch of times. I don't know if it's 20 or 200. I will find that out and I'll put it here. I only use it for delicates mostly, or for traveling. I don't do a lot of traveling because I'm not a big traveler, but it's excellent for traveling because then you can just hang up your little baggie somewhere and let it dry, and then you can put it back in your luggage, and then you can use it again. So it's awesome for that. But once it's doesn't quite work for cleaning your clothes as much, once it's kind of losing its sudsy powers, you can soak it in a bunch of water and make a cleaner from it too. It's really cool. And I mean, with that, there's hardly any packaging, right? If you're someone that's extremely conscious of your packaging and your impact with that, then I would suggest looking into soap nuts. One of the things that's really harmful in our laundry is, I mean, all the whitening things and the fragrances and the softening parts, all those things stay on your clothes. And, well, not like peroxide for whitening or whatever, that doesn't, but like bleach stays on your clothes for a while. There's like residues that stay there. And of course, fabric softeners, those are made to stay on your clothes, and so they don't wash out, and so all those toxic chemicals and fragrances are going to be on your clothes. Something that works really good and is extremely cheap and a great alternative is white vinegar. It works really good for softening clothes. I would use it on diapers to strip them and make them really soft and easy to pliable. I use them on my towels and on my sheets. I don't use it on my clothes because they don't not stay soft, because I'm not using them. They're not like sheets and towels where they get gross. I don't know. But like for grubby work pants, it works really good. It's helpful for that. For when I'm cleaning things that are really dirty, I will wash them with like baking soda and then I'll rinse them in vinegar. That really helps. Also, of course, you can use hot water for those kinds of things to help pull out oils or whatever. But just know that when you use hot water, it can make your clothes not last as long. So using cold water really does help. And also, if you really have a hard time with stains and you want a second chance at them, wash your clothes in cold water and then you hang them to dry. Don't dry them in the dryer. The dryer will set the stains in more. However, I find that I can actually get a lot of stains out after they've been in the dryer with the stuff. Also, the stuff. There's a whole bunch of brands that do these. This is just the one that I use, and it's Bunch of Farmers. Oh, it's in French. Okay, the stain remover. The other side says Produit Détachant. It's Canadian, I guess. I didn't know it was Canadian until I checked out the packaging this time. I get this at a local baby store. I go there and buy that in nail polish now. But that works really good. I spray the stain with water and then I rub the stain stick on it, and that just really gets in there and helps to release oil stains. If anything that's oily, it really helps with that. I also will use this, the Ecover brand. I don't like everything from Ecover because they can have, their scents can be a little strong sometimes, but most of their stuff is pretty good. Just if you're really sensitive to fragrances, I'd stay away from some other things, like their toilet cleaner is awful. I hate it. It used to be amazing and work so good, and then they made the scent super strong and awful, and now I can't use it. But I just use Bon Ami for my toilet cleaner. Bon Ami is amazing. I actually learned about Bon Ami from an old Don Knotts movie called The Ghost and Mr. Chicken. It's like product placement and advertising back in an old movie that still worked today. This is the only 7th generation product that I use on the regular. Because I don't know, I just do. This has been my holy grail of cleaning lately because I have a lot of white bedding and I have some white rugs and things like that, and any white shirts, anything, actually even things that aren't white, of course. It works good on everything and it doesn't ruin anything. It takes out stains out of everything. Like I have a puppy and and a small child. Well, he's getting to be pretty big now. My bedspread can get a little stained sometimes just from, I don't know, whatever they get into, and then they jump on my bed and then I have to clean it. So I take this, I lay out my bedspread, and then it sprays, so I just spray it. And then I wash it and then everything is out. Even old things I hadn't been able to get out before, it comes out with this. Really, really old stains, it doesn't work on, unfortunately, that I've been set in too many times. But I've used this on fairly old stains and it works great. Also, old shirts that are still in, like, you know, they're not thinning out or anything, they've just gotten a little dingy. I just spray this all over it and then I wash it and then it's like new again. It's amazing. It takes out all the dinginess, all the built-in dirt, everything that hasn't come out yet, and it just makes it come to life. Something else that I would really recommend you try is a clothesline out in the sun. That really helps to whiten out your clothes. Personally, natural bleaches, I haven't found them to do anything. They don't do like diddly. I don't know why. I've never used regular bleach before, so I don't know the comparison. However, like OxyClean, those kinds of things, I mean the actual brand, they have a fragrance-free one, so you can use that. That's actually pretty good. If you're already using it, just switch to the fragrance-free one. Try that. I find that those things help to lift out dirt and junk, but I don't find that they like they can whiten and they just lift out junk, basically, and which I like and I find helpful because it uses like an oxygen kind of thing. It's basically like peroxide, the way it reacts and stuff. I like is it the Ecover brand? Yeah, the Ecover brand of the oxygen brightener better because it's more concentrated, I think, but it's just a bigger box and it lasts me longer and it seems to work a little bit better than the OxyClean. I don't know why, it just does, in my opinion. However, I do recommend that if you want something to get really white and bright and stay really fresh and beautiful, then put it out in the sun. Of course, if it's a color or something that's really dark, don't put it in the sun. I like having a clothesline that gets shaded part of the day and sun in the other part of the day, so that we can put some stuff out in the sun and then later I can put stuff out in the shade if I want to freshen up things that are darker colors and I don't want to fade. Because the sun does fade things, of course. However, it's very nice for whites, of course, and lighter colors too, because it just kind of brightens them up. Anyways, of course, because it's the sun. What else is kind of important? Well, fabric softeners and dryer sheets, because fabric softeners are awful. You can get natural fabric softeners and they work just, I don't know. I don't know if they work good. I'm guessing they do. I don't really understand the point of fabric softener because vinegar works just fine. Just use vinegar and it's cheaper. But then there's also dryer sheets too. 7th generation does have natural dryer sheets, I know, but I've never used them because I've never used dryer sheets. I don't see the point in them. You can also use dryer balls. The dryer balls are amazing because they actually do something other than take out static and make your clothes smell good. Although dryer sheets make your clothes smell awful, and so does fabric softener. So, full dryer balls are amazing because, yeah, people use like tennis balls and stuff too, although I would think that the rubber would smell kind of weird. I don't know. But make sure you want to get one that's nice and hard, because that way with like sheets, it pulls them up. It kind of helps to put air into them or whatever, you know, help them dry faster and more evenly. Because you know when you don't use something like that and you pull out your sheets and there's like, sometimes they get too dry on some parts and they're all staticky, and then you have like this big old wet clump of a pillowcase inside of the sheet. My mom would tell me, well, you're supposed to just separate them before you put them in the dryer, but if you're like me and you're lazy, you don't do that, and then you end up with a wet pillowcase and then everything else is staticky. So you can just use dryer balls, and if you want them to make it smell good, you can put some essential oils on it and put it in there. I would use things that don't have much of a color to them, and I would definitely put them on the dryer ball and let them sit there for a second, so that way you don't get any oil transfers onto anything other than the smell. And then also, I personally, what I do oftentimes, because even though I'm too lazy to buy dryer balls, I'm not too lazy to go and go through and pull out whatever is getting into my sheets halfway through my drying time, and then I take a washcloth that I wash my face with and I put lavender oil on it, and then I put that in the dryer and I run it and it smells like lavender. And then when I go and use that washcloth, it is the most incredible spa experience. Oh my goodness, because I just put hot water on it and then put it on my face and it just smells so good and it's so relaxing and wonderful. So yeah, my laziness created a hack for myself. I get spa time afterwards. If you have any comments or suggestions on your favorite natural brands or anything, I guess, whatever, if you have a question on something about this, then please don't hesitate to ask me, because this is actually what I specialize in, is non-toxic living. If you're suffering from headaches or skin irritations, different things like that, it could be caused from your laundry. If you're using toxic fragrances and things in there, or fabric softeners, because that stays on your clothes, remember. It's not going to come off from wearing it, of course. It's meant to stay on your clothes. So that's going to be on your skin, and you're going to be absorbing it into your skin. So you could be having skin reactions from that. And also you're smelling that could be causing migraines, headaches, your eyes to be watering, all sorts of different kinds of things. Like you could be having an allergic reaction to yourself or what you're wearing, and that sucks when we're doing things like that and we don't realize it. There are such better ways to go about these things, like my hair, for instance. I'll talk to you probably later in the week in another video. I should have some plant ones up this week as well, so do not fear if you are only here for plant stuff. I will keep doing plant stuff as well. I'm just going to work these into my week on Mondays, because I like Mondays. I really like Mondays, and I don't know, it just seems like a good day to post healthy videos on living healthfully, so we have another thing to think about this coming week. I do really hope you have a really good week, and I'll talk to you later, and good luck with your non-toxic journey. Bye! About laundry. Thanks, cat. I appreciate that. Oh, cat butt in the face. Cat butt. Cat butt. That's all he ever was. No, don't knock over my plants. Look at that. He's been really needy today because everybody else is at grandma's. So he obviously can't go to grandma's, so he gets to stay here and be the only one that gets attention. And so now he's been extra needy. He's so cute. Yes, you're so handsome. Oh.